What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be unboxing and giving my initial impressions of the Sony X80J. Now, this is not to be confused with the Sony A80J. It's just the TV that we got in right now, and we're going to be telling you if it's worth your time or not. So the first thing that you'll notice is that you'll find tape on the top of the box, which is a really nice touch. You can find all the items at the top also, which makes it very easy to get everything out of the top. It's a very nice touch. The packaging is very solid. There's not a whole lot that you have to worry about as far as looking in the box and figuring out where the items are. It's pretty clear cut and dry. Unlike the $3,000 Sony A90J, you have graphics on the box, which is a nice touch that you would think is basic at this point, but apparently Sony didn't do it for their top of the line. So at least you're getting that over some other Sony customers. You have the same exact remote as the $2,000 Sony A80J, and it has minimal packaging content, so you don't have to worry about it being a hassle to unbox. It's really easy. They have a screwless design, and that basically makes it super easy to set up, which literally you just push it in, and it's very lightweight. So again, no worrying about how the weight and all that kind of transfers. In terms of the power adapter, it is removable, which is a nice touch because usually on cheaper TVs like this, they build it into the TV, making it like a wired in connection. So it's really nice to see something separate. They have a nice grid style backing like the $2,000 Sony A80J. And again, that's something you usually see on luxury TVs where they give the cheaper backing on TVs like this. So it's nice to see they didn't do that. Now, there is no HDMI 2.1, but there is eARC, so if that's something that you were worried about, that's something you might want to think about. The reflection handling is good. I'll say that it's okay, but you can also see a good amount of the environment, so I'd say maybe it's average at best. During my setup, however, it's kind of where you find a little bit of a turn for the worse in some areas. They go through the basic stuff. They'll ask you about your country. They'll ask you if you want to set up a basic Google or basic TV, and then it hits you. Unfortunately, they ask you for the mandatory Google terms of service. You must comply in order to use this TV, and if you don't, you can't use this TV at all, not even offline. It's a major anti-consumer move, and it's something that hopefully goes away one day, but I'll digress. Once you finish that, the Bravia demo starts showing you like all the stuff that it goes through the ocean and all that stuff, and then it starts showing you the privacy policy, and then after that it goes through the voice recognition prompts, and then once you're done with the voice recognition prompts, it'll take you over to cable, satellite, and antenna setup, and then it'll ask you for your sources like gaming consoles, Blu-ray players, stuff like that. Then it'll ask you how your TV's positioned, tabletop or wall mounted. It'll then do the acoustic calibration and measure your room and see if the sound is going to fit best for your room and find a calibration for that. It's a very quick process and it's done in seconds. Then it'll ask you about your Apple AirKit, home play type stuff. I don't use Apple products, so again, I just kind of skip all that. The AirPlay, HomeKit, not my thing. Then we have the setup is complete menu, right? And so you're done. It'll take you to your home interface, which is pretty bland if you don't go online. It basically offers nothing of value whatsoever if you don't, again, go online. Now, the dashboard lets you access various setting options and input options, opening up into more useful menu categories. So you can go into things like your Wi-Fi, your networking, things like that. You can go through change accessibility. All that kind of stuff is available in the menus that you'll find through dashboard. If you wait long enough, the screensaver will pop up, and then it will show you a picture of a clock. So it'll show you pictures, and the pictures will have a clock there. Kind of reminds me of the older Bravia TVs, if I'm being honest with you, but it's still a nice touch. Now, if you have no signal on the screen, it'll basically sit there and look like every single TV since 2019 with the geometric patterns that will show up on the screen. So I actually like this menu. I don't think it's bad. The geometric kind of screen, I should say. It's not really a menu, but you guys get what I'm saying here. Now, let's be real. Out of the box, picture looks like poop. There is no other way to say that. It's very hazy. It needs a lot of adjustments before it's even worth anyone's time. Now, unless you like a hazy default kind of image, I would say that this isn't going to be worth your time. If you do, in that case, hey, you'll love this TV out of the box. Now, I'll have settings available for the channel members here so you can join and gain access to my expert settings. Otherwise, you'll have to take this with a grain of salt, I guess, and you'll have to dial it in the best you can. Now, advanced contrast enhancer is one of the biggest reasons why this TV looks like poop. It opens up shadow detail but washes out colors and clips highlights, which destroys the image quality. So that's something that Sony did on this TV that is weird from other TVs. This is basically an unusable feature on this particular display. This problem is further compounded when you look at the lack of local dimming. Again, local dimming can be felt as a major problem, not having it when you see visible clouding and blotching and things like that. Now, that's not to say everything is bad. Motion on this TV is good. It's way smoother than the $3,000 Sony A90J. I found that I was able to trail and track a lot of the movements very easily. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, but at the same token, it's way better than something like the Sony X90J even. So that actually surprised me that motion was actually as smooth as it was on this display. Now, colors pop, but unfortunately, again, they do need work. Sadly, there is no color management system to do so, and there also is no smooth gradation. So you're going to be running into a ton of banding. If you don't like color banding, this is not going to be a TV for you, because one of the things this TV is going to do is show you a ton of banding that cannot be defeated. I cannot stress that enough. That is one of the biggest deal breakers here. Now, if you're somebody who is a stickler for picture modes, this is another negative. You also are missing the IMAX enhanced picture preset. Only the basics will be found here on this TV. Now, you can get better black uniformity by enabling clearness to max at the expense of brightness. Now, using it basically as local dimming can kind of help you and save you in a dark room, because the black frame insertion on this TV is probably the best I've ever seen. It is absolutely excellent with zero flickering, even on the maximum setting. To be clear, no other TV I've ever reviewed has been able to pull that off, so that's pretty legit considering the price point of this TV. As for my impressions of the Sony X80J, I think it's a subpar TV out of the box that needs a lot of work. I'll have to put the work in to see if it's capable of doing more, but so far it's basically the TV you buy when you don't want to get away from the Sony name and you can't or won't pay the extra dollars needed to step up into the XR series of TVs that Sony offers.